first quarter, in all the samples that we called, we found that each route time combination, there was a violation. So we imposed a fine of 11.3 million pesos for that. In the second quarter, again, looking at 42 route time combinations as a sample frame, we saw more than half being violative of the pricing commitment. So
Okay.
again, we imposed a fine this time in the amount of 7.1 million pesos.
Okay.
Now, moving on to the third and fourth quarters, Grab was now aware that there were certain concerns on the part of the Philippine Competition Commission that they had been violating, their commitments. So we said, a viable competitor has not yet entered the market. You have been found to be in breach of these commitments. Maybe we should do something about it. And Grab, to their credit, was very cognizant of the fact that they had tended to breach their commitments. So they said, okay, we agree to extend our commitments to you in terms of enhancing our service quality and maintaining a certain price range within which we can charge. And more importantly, for that quarter, the third and the fourth quarter of the previous year, when we had been
2018.
monitored.
Yeah.
Moving on to 2019 now.
Yeah, okay.
So we said, for that period, the fine that we will impose on you, since we have not yet determined what the fine will be, if we find that there are violations, we will just ensure that this goes to the riding public via a refund.
Okay.
So in the third quarter, which is now the period of February to May 2019, we found that again, in the sampling frame that we were using, they were violating a certain number of routes. These amounted to an equivalent penalty of 5.05 million pesos.
Okay.
And per our agreement, Grab has now committed to refund this to consumers, to the riding public. The same will now be undertaken for all the succeeding quarters when they will be under our monitoring. So this means until November 2020, each quarter that we find them to be in violation, we will tell them to refund Grab riders what they have excessively charged.
But what was the, Johannes, what was the 23 million fine,
Right.
aside from the 5.5 million?
So if you total the first quarter fine, which is 11.3 million, the second quarter fine, which is 7.1, that's 18.4 million, which goes to the National Treasury. And then you add the 5.05 million, which now goes to the riding public. All of that, if you add it up, is 23.45 million.
For 2019 alone.
For the first three quarters
Yeah,
of
for the first-
2018 to 2019.
We're not even talking about what will happen since October to end
That's
of
correct.
December.
That's correct.
Is it fair to peg 2017 prices on 2019 realities? There's more in terms of population, there's more in terms of vehicles, there is more in terms of traffic obstruction, and all of this creates, in fact, I've talked to several Grab drivers who told me, sir, it's already midday, I've only done 2 runs. Why? Because we're stuck in traffic all the time. So what about those considerations for Grab?
Those are very good points, no? So when we were working with Grab in determining what the allowable percentage increase is, let's use December 2017 to December 2019. What we looked at is over that 2-year period, what has been the increase in the transport inflation index? What has been the increase in traffic density? We looked at several factors to arrive at how do all of these impact on what should be the acceptable increase in price that Grab can charge. And that's how we arrived at the 22.5%.